Hey there, Nikki Harden, the Cleanse Queen and the formulator of 21, the Total Lifestyle Cleanse and Nutrition Program. So I help people clean out their body of toxicity and get on track with a plant-based nutrition program so they can create empowering health and find freedom with food. And yesterday I shared a video with you, and that video was all about the metabolism. Now this is really important information because the information that I shared yesterday was really when the light bulb went on for me in terms of how to truly create empowering health. It's the nitty-gritty of what I learned when I was living in Los Angeles and managing a metabolic testing lab. So this is actually what I was teaching other doctors to help them understand how to heal their patients from the root cause of symptoms. See, because the metabolism is responsible for more than just weight. It's responsible for your mood, for your brain, for your hormones, for your appetite, for your sex drive, for your energy. It literally is it's the program for your entire life. So it's so important for us to really understand how we can optimize it. Now quickly, we're going to jump back to the diagram so you can see. The metabolism is a set of chemical reactions, and the chemical reactions carry out life force. A is our starting point, and A turns to B in order for life to continue to move forward. Now, A needs a specific combination of vitamins, minerals, and amino acids, as well as enzymes, in order for the metabolic reactions to take place. This is actually what regulates your brain, your hormones, your energy, and your body's ability to clean itself so it can stay alive. That is the foundation of everything in your life. That's how important it is. But remember, toxins block our metabolic reactions. So the vitamins, minerals, and amino acids are literally the information that our metabolic reactions need in order for life to take place. And toxins block this from even happening. So that's why when it comes to our metabolism, we really need to focus on two critical components: the food that's going into our body and the amount of toxins that are going into our body. So we need to get our food on track, and we need to minimize and eliminate the toxicity that's in our body. That's the key to reversing any health challenge and really living with empowering health that is beyond your imagination. I'm talking limitless. So when you reference the equation, it's so clear that food is information, right? Food is thought, food is mood, food is energy, food is consciousness, food is life force. It's literally the code for every single moment of your day-to-day experience. So we really need to be mindful of the food that we're choosing to put in our bodies. And it makes sense that when we're eating food that's not real food, but disguised as food, or food that's laden in chemicals and pesticides and herbicides and insecticides that we can't see, that these things are going to compromise and deteriorate our health. And that's when things start to go downhill. Did you know that 1 in 3 men and 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women will have cancer over the period of their lifetime? I believe that we can significantly change this number simply by making changes in the food that we eat and getting the toxins out of our body. So that's why yesterday we talked about the metabolism. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you how to get these toxins out of your body. Today, I really want to talk to you about the quality of food that you're choosing, and specifically, I want to talk about GMOs. And here's why. The term GMO has become like a household term that no one even really understands. Well, there's a percentage of people that understand, but not a lot of people really understand. See, I didn't understand until I started doing the deep research. And here's what happened. For the past 2 decades, I traveled the world extensively. I lived in Japan, I lived in Paris, I lived in Thailand, I lived in India, I lived in Nepal. And what was interesting is that every time I left America, my health skyrocketed. I had energy beyond my imagination. My mind was open. I was happy, positive, free, all of this. And I would come back to America, and immediately it was like I felt bloated. Every time I ate something, I felt nauseous. I would struggle with insomnia, depression, anxiety, lack of energy, lethargic, and the food was tasteless. I couldn't figure it out. How could I be in the richest country in the world, yet the sickest I ever felt? And how could I live in third world countries and feel so unstoppable? So that's what really got me on this whole super research and education track of trying to understand what was happening in our food supply, as well as the amount of toxins that are existing in our products, in our water, in our air, right? So today I want to talk to you about GMOs, because what are GMOs? Well, the term stands for genetically modified organism. I didn't say food. I said organism, genetically modified organism. And that, my friends, is alarming, because that's what's in our food and that's what's disguised as food. And you see, when I heard the statistic from Dr. Oz that at least 80% of what most people are eating on a day-to-day basis contains at least one GMO. And then when I saw the sign at Whole Foods that it said it is probable, and not possible, but probable, that there's no such thing as organic, truly organic in our country, America. Because I know people from all around the world are going to be watching this, but you need to know this information too, because it's important for all of us. There's no such thing as organic here in America. That means that we're all eating genetically modified organisms or science projects. So what exactly is a genetically modified organism? A genetically modified organism is when the DNA of an organism has been wired with genes from other things, such as plants, bacteria, viruses, and insecticides. It's when the DNA of an organism, not a food, has had the genetics of a plant, a bacteria, a virus, an insecticide, aka poison, or an organism has been wired into the DNA of an organism. We're eating organisms, we're eating bacteria, we're eating viruses, we're eating food disguised as, we're eating Roundup disguised as food. This is why our country is so sick. It's why people are experiencing such incredible gut, challenges. They can't digest and assimilate their food. We have autoimmune diseases off the charts, leaky gut, anxiety depression, all of these things, obesity, all of these things can all point back to these GMOs, I believe, from our food supply, as well as other things, right? Now, this is food for thought. I really like that term. But I remember when we were in high school and we were learning all about DNA and genes and genetic expression, and the teachers were shared information about how little percentage of our genes are actually responsible for what we all actually look like from a physical appearance. So I started to, when I remembered that, the light bulb went on, and I thought, I wonder if that applies as well to genetically modified foods. And so I did a bit of research, and I came up with a statistic from the New York Times that was actually quoted by one of the head directors at a hospital in Manhattan that said only 0.01% of the genes in humans are responsible for our outer physical appearance. So what that means is 99.9% of your genes have nothing to do with what you look like. So if this applies to our food, because we can understand ourselves as nature and food as nature, then is it possible that really only 0.01% of the genes of any food really need to be actual food. That's what needs to be the plant in order for it to look like the plant. And if that's the case, that means that a piece of broccoli could actually be 99.9% bacteria, viruses, organisms, and insecticides, and 0.01% broccoli. So 0.01% broccoli, and the rest basically poisons and things that make us sick. So it's so important for us to start to think about these things and understand how that then is going to apply to the metabolism. Because if we go back to that simple equation where we're recognizing that in order for our brain to work, in order for our mood to be bright, in order for us to have energy, in order for you to sleep soundly or think straight or feel confident or just live, you need vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. You don't need bacteria, organisms, insecticides, and whatever else I forgot. Bacteria, virus, organism, and insecticides, poison. There you go. That's what the food is. So it's so important for us to understand how these GMOs, which Dr. Oz is saying at least 80% of our foods contain them, and they don't have to be labeled, so we don't even know. So our food is a science project disguised as food. And that's why it becomes so important for you to, number one, we gotta get these GMOs and your toxins out of your body. It just has to get done. That's the first thing that has to happen. And I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow, the exact how. I have my own products, my own program, my own approach to this. You can check it out at 21 VIP Cleanse. It's really the nuts and bolts and the birthing my child after 20 years of traveling the globe and studying Ayurveda in India and managing detox programs at cleansing and fasting resorts and teaching doctors at the metabolic testing lab and studying herbs and all of it. So that's at 21 VIP Cleanse. So now, what can you really do to really reduce this? You've got to go 100% organic. I know I talked about it yesterday, but I'm going to say it again because it's so important and I really want you to make this change in your life. Go organic. And then number two, just go predominantly plant-based because that is really going to help you, because a lot of the non-GMO Project Verified, there's that symbol that you see on a lot of food packaging, they actually even recommend not to eat animal products because most of them are being fed GMO feed. So the animals are eating GMO feed, and that's what's feeding the animals, and that's getting into the animals, and then it's getting into us when we eat it. So if you can just knock out the animals or significantly reduce them and make sure when you do it, it's super, super high quality, and go organic. And then number three, get the toxins out of your body. You just gotta do it. There is empowering health waiting for you, right? It's just waiting for you. And I'm gonna share with you tomorrow all about how you can do it. And I can't wait to share it with you. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love it. And pop over to 21 VIP Cleanse, check it out. See if you got questions. If you do, you can always email us, admin@nikkiharden.com. We're really here to help you safeguard your health and create empowering health. Why? Because I want you to live your best life. Thanks so much.